Hey everybody, this is Matt. I'm making a new Heroclix video, and this is a team I wanted to show off. I played this past weekend. It is an Atlantis themed team, and I've always been a big fan of Atlantis themed teams in this game because they've always had cool effects with like water terrain and affected maps and stuff, and getting bonuses off of being in water terrain and stuff. So I had an opportunity this past weekend to play this team, and I had fun playing it. It did pretty well, and I just wanted to talk about some of the combinations, some of the stuff I liked, some of the stuff I didn't like, and that kind of stuff. So let's jump into this, and I'm going to go over to each of the figures, but there's one figure this team just relies on so much. It makes the whole team work, basically, and it is this Ocean Master. And let me click him to his first click. I have not re-clicked these guys since I got in a fight with them, but let's see this Ocean Master's card. Okay, so he has this card, Tidal Wave. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Once per game, give Ocean Master a double power action and choose an edge of the map that your starting area is adjacent to. Now, I made a mistake here. I thought it could be the left side of the map or the right side of the map. That is incorrect. The only edge of the map that your starting area is adjacent to is the very back of the map. That's behind where your pieces are. So you roll 2d6 and double the result. So if you roll 2 7s, it's a 14. You double the result is a 28. Any squares within a number of squares away from the chosen edge equal to the result are water terrain, in addition to any other terrain types this game. So I think the map is like 28 long, or I think lengthwise, it's about 28 long. So if you roll, no. You have to roll a critical hit, a 12. You have to roll a critical hit as a 12, and then double it as a 24. It's 24 squares long. But I mean, if you roll 2 5s and you roll a 10, that's still 20 squares of water terrain starting from your side of the map. So that would mean only 4 squares on the opponent's side would not be water terrain. So that is the main combination there. That allows everything else to work. And this is the Ocean Master from Trinity War. He's just the uncommon. He's 115 points, which is a little bit expensive, but for what he allows this team to do, is just, he's worth it in every fashion. So right off the bat, I'm playing an ATA because this is an Atlantis theme team. This is the Atlantis ATA. Whenever a character using this team ability occupies water terrain, modifies the defense value by +1 against ranged combat attacks. So that means it's like tiny size, but only if they're in water. And it would stack with tiny size if there was a tiny water Atlantis piece. So that's pretty nice. That gives everybody a little bit more survivability. So Ocean Master does that. Now he starts out with that leadership. He really does, but he doesn't stay there because that takes a double power action to do his thing, and that's the first thing I do every game. So he clicks onto this click and he gets probability control. That is super good. That is super good. So he has running shot, and then he has his special attack power, electrocute. Ocean Master can use Psychic Blast. When he does, Ocean Master may target any number of opposing characters within range that are occupying water terrain. So that's cool. It says within range. So normally he only has 1 lightning bolt, but with this ability, if there was like 4 characters, and if you fill the entire map with water, and it's like a really flat map, so there's no elevation differences, so you can see everybody on the opponent's team, he could target all of them for the most part. So it never really came up that much, but maybe I didn't use it to the best of my ability either. So but the Psychic Blast definitely came in use. I use that some, and it's nice. I love running shot Psychic Blast. It's useful. Let's see. Normally he doesn't leave that click, but you know, when he bounced onto that, got Range Combat Expert. That was nice. Then he goes back to the probability control, which is so nice. And then back to the Range Combat Expert, back to the prob. That probability control is so useful because a lot of the teams I make doesn't have Outwit, doesn't have probability control, doesn't have Perplex, because I make fun teams for the most part. So having some probability controls there is really nice. And then the next piece is this Mera. I love this Mera. She is the gravity feed one from Trinity War. So she's a little bit harder to get a hold of. She has Mystic's team ability, which is really nice. And I didn't realize this until my second game. It is absolutely broken, and once I figured it out, she ignores elevated for lines of fire purposes, which is really good. So let me click her back. She's 98 points. So she's a little expensive. This was a 400 point team, so I was able to fit a little bit more than possible into a 300 point team. So this wouldn't work as well for 300 points. But she is really good. She has that sidestep, telekinesis, which is invaluable for the next piece. She has a special defense. Mera can use energy shield deflection when Mera is part of Atlantis theme team, which she will be. This is where it's dumb, everybody. I don't know what they were thinking here. It's dumb. Okay, just bring it along. When Mera is part of an Atlantis theme team and occupies water terrain, she can use Barrier as a free action, but only to place 2 squares of block in terrain. Oh, that's great! Free Barrier! But you can only put it on clear terrain. Oh, and I just turned the whole map into water. Oh well. So that was useless in all of my games, because once you turn all the terrain to water, you can't put barrier tokens on it. Now they did come out with an Aquaman later on that had the same exact ability, but they realized, oh, but if there's water everywhere, you can't put barrier down, and he actually says it on his ability. They can put down barrier tokens even in non-clear terrain. So thankfully, but they didn't fix it for this, so that ability is kind of dumb. But she works really well with the gravity feed Aquaman from the same set, because he can put down like 2 pieces of water every turn for free. So, she can put down barrier and clear terrain. He can use that, put down water and clear terrain. So it works together well. So she has sidestep, another probability control. So I had 2 different probability controls most of the time, and that was so useful. Telekinesis, she stays the same. She gets willpower. This is what I wasn't expecting this to happen. Charge, super strength, battle fury, and willpower. When my opponent knocked me onto this, I was just like, what? Like, she does this? What? And I'd used up all my objects to Aquaman, and she was just like, holy crap, you don't want to mess with her. Charge, super strength, charge. Then she goes back to the original click, the sidestep probability control and stuff. And she's Mystics, so if you're trying to beat up on her, you're going to be taking damage too. So my main attacker in this set was this Aquaman here, and this is from the Batman vs Superman gravity feed, and he has Justice League keyword and Atlantis and Ruler. He is King of the Seas. When Aquaman occupies water terrain, he can use hypersonic speed and super senses, and he's 110 points. So the whole combo was, I fill the whole map with water, and suddenly he has hypersonic speed and super senses, and they have some other benefits too. But he was my main attacker. He's indomitable, and he can pick up objects because he has super strength and he has exploit. So you have 2 options there. You can charge exploit with an object, or you can hypersonic around and hit people with objects. Either way, it works really well. And he did really well. I don't really like the sculpt though. It's really boring. I mean, look, this is an amazing sculpt. I mean, she is stunning, this sculpt, dude. And even this one has a really nice paint job. The purple looks good. The red cape, really good paint job. This one doesn't have a bad paint job. It's just, he looks like he melted together, and he's just like a big glob of plastic, basically. But he kicks butt. Charge, super strength, exploit stays the same. He loses the super strength, but now he has precision strike, which you can barely see. You can barely see the precision strike. And that's invulnerability, not impervious. It looks kind of orange from here. Then he stays the same, but he loses invulnerability. This is around about here. I got knocked onto here, and I was facing against a radioactive man with invulnerability, and I was just like, yeah, that's about it for me. Like, I can't do anything. I didn't realize that on his last click he has regeneration. So I could have like regenerated back up and maybe like then hypersonic den and pinked for one and hypersonic den and pinked for one. I gave up a little bit too early in that game, but I could have run away the whole game with hypersonic speed, but I don't like to win games like that. But yeah, I mean, you think about it though. I mean, as long as the whole map is water for the whole game, he has hypersonic speed and super senses traded. It's crazy worth it for 110 points. I really had a lot of fun playing with him. So the other two pieces, I wasn't completely thrilled about, but I wanted to try them out because I do like these Atlantian generic pieces. And one is Mermaid, and she has the trait Charm of the Weak-Willed. When she is targeted by an attack by an opposing character can't use willpower, Mermaid modifies her defense value by +2. That kind of stacks with the Atlantis team ability ATA. So if they're shooting her and they don't have willpower, she gets +3 defense, which is kind of nice. Let me click her back to her first click. Okay, so so she has 16, which is kind of weak. But again, if they don't have willpower and they're shooting her, then she has a 19 defense, which is pretty decent. Sidestep, which you can't really see. Her colors are really kind of flushed out. Incapacitate with 5 range. I wanted to play her because I thought the Incapacitate with an 11 attack is pretty interesting, and she may be even harder to hit. As she takes damage, it doesn't really change much. She gets over here, and this was when I just didn't really know what to do with her. The plasticity is nice, but she has willpower, so I guess I could have based someone and they wouldn't be able to get away. But with only 15 defense, I guess if they didn't have willpower, she'd have a 17 defense because of her trait. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I was just like, I just didn't really know what to do with her. But she's only 33 points. You can't go wrong with 33 points. And she has 4 clicks, and it just, that same thing carries over. 4 clicks for 33 points is very cheap. The one I would really want to get is Lori Lamaris, and she's the non-generic mermaid, and she has this amazing ability. She's like 45 points, and like if you KO her or any mermaids on the map, any opposing characters within like 4 or 5 squares take 2 penetrating damage. That's freaking crazy. I was thinking playing Ocean Master team with nothing but mermaids and Lori Lamaris and just be like, KO me, bring it on. KO me, bring it on. 2 penetrating, 2 penetrating, 2 penetrating, 2 penetrating, 2 penetrating. It'd be awesome. So the last piece I want to look at is Elaine Tien. Now he doesn't really have anything special, but he does get a bonus. The domain of Atlantis. When Elaine Tien occupies water terrain, modify his combat values by +1. So, and he's a common from Trinity War. Mermaid is a uncommon from Superman Wonder Woman. So he starts out with Sidestep, Incapacitate. So I have 2 different incapacitates going on, and then the special boost up here. So I mean he could shoot somebody if he's in water. 10 attack for 3 damage. That's pretty affordable for 36 points. Can't go wrong with that, He continues to be able to do 3 damage. This is where I kind of ran into an issue because I kept him at range for so long, and then he bounced on the Blades, Claws, Fangs, and I guess that's great, but like I wasn't able to do much with him, because I was so far away, and then I was like, I'll sidestep up, and he just got shot at that point. He just got shot and killed. But he's an interesting piece. I think in another 400 point team, I'd probably sacrifice both these guys. That would be like 69 points, and try to fit in probably a Lori Lamaris, and she's 45. So that'd be like, give me like another 25 points. Oh, 25 points. And then there's a trench that's 25 points. This is a trench right here. This might be it right here. No, this is 45 point version. This is the trench. There's one of him that's 25 points. That is absolutely disgusting for that point total. So I think I may try something like that next time. But Ocean Master did his job every single game. Basically, I did something like this, where because I had a theme team, you can't see it very well. Let's zoom out a little bit. I would set it up like this right here, and then I would roll for his thing. And if I rolled really low, I would use her built-in probability control. And if I still rolled really low, I would use a theme PC. And if I did it again, a theme PC. You know, I was perfectly fine with blowing all my theme PCs on that initial tidal wave ability, because I wanted the entire map, or as much as possible, to be water, so that I could, you know, benefit from them. And against one of my opponents, it did really, really well. He had mostly non-flyers, and he was just having to move his guys up a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. It was really good. Against my other opponent, it didn't matter whatsoever. He had Krang, and he could just grow giant and just move over it so easily. So it's hit and miss. But so even if it can't hinder the opponent, though, my pieces can still benefit from the water. Oh, another good thing about that Lori Lamaris is if she's in water, she automatically gets 2 defense. Bonus 2 defense. So that's super nice. I mean, that's really, really nice. I love pieces. It reminds me of my trading card game decks, where you take a piece that creates an environment, and then you put pieces with it that can benefit from it. Whether it's a Pokemon card that can attach extra energy, so you use it with Pokemon that need extra energy or something, you know, to make that combination. This is one of those teams that works like a Pokemon deck, or works like a trading card game deck, you know? And that's why I really like it. I had a lot of fun playing Atlantis pieces. I'm hoping to get that Namor from the Civil War storyline organized play event, because I'm guessing he'll have Atlantis keyword. Maybe he'll have some Atlantis theme team benefits. I do have the name Morita from the set. A friend gave it to me, and I had a lot of fun playing this team. And I hope you had a lot of fun watching this video and learning about these pieces. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch these videos. It means so much to me. Thank you so much. And I hope you have fun playing Heroclix in the future, everybody. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.